Good afternoon, everybody. It's a fantastic and beautiful. Hi, Misa Can. How are you? It's a beautiful and fantastic Monday. I'm very excited because we just launched our online radio show on Saturday, and it was really fun to have both my opinion and the opinion of a man on online dating sites. And if you missed the show, one of the things that we did do is we broke down probably the top four of the online dating sites. And I'm curious if anybody that's out there is currently using online dating sites and what you think. But I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of our opinion. And if you are curious about the show and the longer version, you can go to YouTube. Hi, King17. How are you? You can go to our show on YouTube and search Bunny and the Brawn, and you will find our February launch show. But like I said, I'll give you a quick summary of what we found on the online dating sites and what our reviews were. The first one we had talked about was Tinder. Not everyone has heard of Tinder. Tinder has been called pretty much the hookup app. We both had a pretty funny story from that particular site. And after we discussed extensively what our experiences were, we both gave Tinder a thumbs down if you're actually looking for a serious relationship. The next site that we reviewed was Plenty of Fish. I think that's probably the biggest free site that's out there for meeting people where you can have full communication between the people that you match with or that you like. Plenty of Fish is kind of a blend of an upgraded Tinder and some people that are actually looking for relationships. We both, again, shared a story from Plenty of Fish. And ultimately, POF got a thumbs down as well. The reason being is it seems that there's a lot of people, especially in the middle age group like I'm in, that are saying that they want one thing, but ultimately they want something else. So if you're in your mid-30s to mid-40s and looking for a serious relationship, POF's definitely not the way to go. The next one we talked about was Black People Meet. And this is funny because I, being a obviously Caucasian girl, I date any race. You know, it's the person to me. And one of my friends had asked me, why don't you try Black People Meet? And my immediate response was, but I'm white. Just to tell you how naive I am about those things. But I did try Black People Meet, and I actually give that site a thumbs up. Partially because you do have to pay to be on the site. I think people take it a little bit more seriously. And I did meet a couple of very great people, one of which is now a business partner, and another one I dated for a couple of months. We didn't have true staying power for a long-term relationship, but he was a very nice guy, and we were looking for the same things. So I give the meet, whether it's Christian Mingle, Black People Meet, I give the themeet.coms a thumbs up. And then the last site that we reviewed was the Cadillac. Thank you. The last one we did was eHarmony. And like I just said, I tend to date interracially. And all of my matches were like 55-year-old white men. And I had to fill out an essay. I had to answer a bunch of questions. I would figure this site would know my mentality, what I like, what I don't like, and it didn't really matter. They must have thrown me into a pool and just pulled random things and decided that I needed a sugar daddy. So needless to say, it's the most expensive site, and I give it a huge thumbs down. I didn't meet anybody on that site. No, I did. I met one guy on that site, and it was a complete catfish. So I'd say spend less money and go with what could actually work. Hi, Kid Miju. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. If you want to hear the rest of our breakdown and some funny stories, you can go to, again, YouTube and search for Bunny and the Brawn, Brawn, and you'll find our launch show. The next thing we discussed was being over 40 and not having kids and never being married. Thank you so much. And the perception that gives people. For example, I'm a single mom. I have a 13-year-old son. So when somebody is 42 years old and they've never been married and they have no children, I have a couple things I think, and they're not necessarily positive. One, of course, is, are you going to understand I have a child? Are you maybe not 100% straight? Are you a commitment phobe? Hi, Mr. Seth Hall. Thank you for joining. A lot of the guys I've talked to that are over 40, never married, and don't have kids, they have a great reason. They say that they don't want to be, committed unless they're fully in love, but in your 40s, you should have been in love at least one really good time. And then, of course, not having children. I don't mean to be rude, but if you're fornicating your entire adult life and you've never had at least one child, I'm going to question your sexual orientation because, well, I'm kind of like that. So, we had a really good in-depth conversation about that and what it means as far as dating and being a single parent. If you're interested in hearing the rest, which I hope you are, go to YouTube and search Bunny and the Brawn, BRAWN, and check out our launch show. Our next show is going to be Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time in the United States. And you can call in and talk to us. We're going to be talking about some questionable topics, though. We're going to be discussing polygamy and polyamory and swingers, and the reason why, not because I'm a proponent of these things, I'm a one and done girl, but because it's become a topic of conversation when you meet people online. They ask what your thoughts are. So I think we should share our thoughts. And then we're going to do a Valentine's Day shout out. So if there's somebody special in your life that you would like to have a shout out online on our show, please go ahead and send a message. You can find us at Facebook, Bunny and the Brawn, BRAWN. You can message me, the Swedish Bunny, at gmail.com, and we will make sure to get your messages on. And of course, call in with any feedback. We might have a surprise guest doing some psychic readings on Saturday night, but I appreciate all the time you've given to me to listen to my opinions on online dating. I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon, and I look forward to catching all of you soon. Mwah!